Hello students, welcome to the registration tutorial for the main campus residence hall housing registration process. This tutorial will show you how to use the roommate group form. As well, it will show you what the student housing gateway will look like when you go to sign up on your designated registration date. So most students should be familiar with this. This is the login screen for the Student Housing Gateway. So you go ahead and log in with your Lancernet ID and password. Once logged in, you will be on the main welcome page. You'll see at the top there's your name listed, and also your RMS ID number. You will also notice when we start main campus housing registration, there will be a main campus housing registration button. Currently, right now in the Student Housing Gateway, there is a roommate group form button, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That is something that if you're going to sign up with a specific roommate, you need to submit that roommate group form before the day you're going to register for housing. There's also a button to check your completed credits, so at any point in time you can go to the Student Housing Gateway and you can see how many credits we have on file for you when you're trying to determine your day to register for housing. So just to start off with, this is the roommate group form. This is where you're going to go to invite your roommate that you want to sign up with for housing for next year. There are instructions on this form, so you can always take a look at that when you're in there on the form. It'll explain exactly what you need to do. But to start a group, you're going to go ahead and click on that green Create Group button. What will happen there is the individual who's creating the group, they will be listed as the group leader. And then there will be a green invite button that you can click on to invite somebody to join your group. When you click on that button, there will be a roommate search box that will come up. You will go ahead and type in that student's RMS ID number. So you may have noticed earlier when I was talking about the welcome screen that your RMS ID number is listed there for you. So you would just contact the person you want to invite to your group and ask them what their RMS ID number is. They would give that to you, and that's what you would use to search for them to invite them to the group. So once you enter the RMS ID number, you will click on that search button, and that will bring up the name of that individual that you're trying to add to your group. And then all you need to do is hit the select button to add them to your group. Okay? Once you've added your roommate to your group, you need to make sure that you click on the finish button at the bottom of the screen to actually submit that. And as I mentioned, on main campus, you should not be having more than yourself and one roommate in your group, because you'll be signing up for rooms on main campus and not entire suites. So once I've added my roommate, I'm going to go ahead and click on the finish button. And what will happen is it will submit that form. I'll get a confirmation message on screen, and the person I've invited to the group will get an email letting them know I've invited them and with instructions for them to go into the roommate group form, and there'll be a button there for them to accept membership in that group or decline membership in that group. Okay? So you just want to make sure that the person you invited to your group accepts membership in the group. Once they've accepted membership in your group, you will get an email letting you know that they've accepted membership in the group. You can also go back into that roommate group form at any time to see what the status is of the person you invited. If their status is member, that means they're a member of your group, they've accepted it. If the status is invited, that means they have not accepted membership in the group. And all of those instructions are on the roommate group form. Next, what I'm going to show you is what the housing gateway is going to look like when you actually go to sign up for your room. So your roommate group form is what you need to do before the day you're going to register for housing, so you can pull in the roommate during the registration process. And then this is what it's going to look like when you actually go in to complete the assignment process. So when you click on that main campus registration button, this screen will come up. It is just giving you instructions about that you need to enable pop-ups in your web browser, and that just to make sure that your members of your group have accepted membership. It will also show you that you're going to be signing up for fall and spring semester. And then at the bottom of the screen, it's going to show you your roommate group members. So the only group members that are going to show up at the bottom of the screen here are people who've accepted membership in your group. If you get here and you know you invited people to your group, but they're not listed, in all likelihood they have not accepted the membership in the group, so you're going to need to ask them to go do that before you move forward with the registration process. You get to here, if you see your roommate listed at the bottom that you invited to your group, then all you need to do is go to the bottom of the screen and hit the Next Step button. When you go to hit the Next Step button, you'll be brought to a screen here. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see all the available residence halls listed. And once you click on a residence hall that you're interested in living in, on the right-hand side of the screen in the white box, all the available rooms will populate that you can sign up for, okay? Once you see the room that you would like to register for, all you need to do is to click on that yellow lock icon on the far right of the screen to lock that room so that you can complete the registration process. So once you lock the room, that room won't be available for other people to register for while you're completing your registration process. So once you lock the room, then you'll go ahead and click on the Next Step button. That will bring you here. It's going to ask you to put yourself and your roommate into a bed space. It's all the same room. On main campus, the bed space is just a placeholder, so it doesn't really matter who you put in the A bed space or the B bed space. Just use the drop downs there to put you and your roommate in a bed space, okay? Once you put you and your roommate into a bed space, you would go to the bottom of the screen and hit the Next Step. If for some reason you've decided that the room you selected is not the room you want to sign up for, you can click on the Release Lock button and it'll take you back to the previous screen. But I'm still going to move forward with signing up for this room in Stubbs, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the Next Step button at the bottom of the screen. When I click on that Next Step button, you'll notice that there is a red timer at the top of the screen. So once you actually lock the room, you'll have 4 minutes to complete the registration process before that room would then be released to be available to other students. So all you need to do once you lock the room is put you and your roommate in a bedroom, and then also select a meal plan for you and your roommate. So even if you took 2 minutes to painstakingly decide who's going in which bed space and 2 minutes to figure out which meal plan you all want, you would be done in time. So 4 minutes is more than enough time to complete the registration process without rushing through anything, because the timer does not start until you lock the bed space. The reason for the timer is we don't want people locking rooms and leaving them locked all day and never completing the registration process, and then those rooms don't become available to other students. So that is the reason for having that. On this screen, what you're going to do is you are going to select the meal plan for you and your roommate. Each of you will be listed on this screen, and then there will be a green plus button. You go ahead and click on that green plus button. It brings down that select meal plan screen, and that will be a drop down where you can pick the meal plan. And then all you would need to do is to pick the meal plan, hit the select button, and it will add it to the student that you're under. So you'll do that for yourself and your roommate. If for some reason you forgot to ask your roommate what meal plan they wanted and you're now in the registration process and you don't know, just sign them up for a meal plan and they can change the meal plan later on. It's not going to be the end of the world if you don't have that information. It makes it easier for you and your roommate if you do, because then somebody doesn't have to go back in later on and change it, but they will have the opportunity to go online and change meal plans later on. Once you select a meal plan for you and your roommate, all you need to do is click the Finish button at the bottom of the screen. You will get a confirmation email letting you know that you have registered for the room. Both you and your roommate will get a confirmation email that will be computer generated, will come to their Longwood email account right after you complete the registration. So that way each of you have a confirmation email about where you've signed up for and what meal plan you have registered for. If you have any questions about the process, you can go ahead and email us, or you can give a call to our central office.